Welcome to the Dog Jug. Roger and Ross, how's it going tonight?
Wonderful.
I'm just surprised you made it. How's Vegas?
Yeah.
Vegas was a blast. It's been, I don't know, like 36 hours since I've slept, so I might pull a Roger today. We'll see.
And not here?
I was thinking more about passing out in the middle of the show. But I'm going to do the best I can. And I definitely, the last 2 days, I didn't drink many of these. So I don't feel nearly as crappy as usual, which is good.
Yeah. Great.
So what's going on? I guess I'll start here for the game. That first drive was amazing. We were at the Caesar Sportsbook, and then things took a little bit of a turn. It was crowded. People kept bumping into me. So I said, hey, to my buddy, you want to go play some poker? There's a TV in there. We can keep watching the game. And the TV was there, but it was like all the way on the other side of the room. I had to squint. And that was an awesome outcome because it didn't get very pretty.
What was the over-under for beers that day?
I was still reeling from Saturday. So, yeah.
Did you fly back Sunday night or Monday?
I got in Saturday at midnight Vegas time, and my room wasn't ready until 8 a.m. The next morning. So I played
not a problem.
10 a.m. And then just as I was going to go up to the room and go to bed, my buddy flew in, and he's like, let's go get some lunch. And I ended up staying up till 9 p.m. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Vegas, though. We're here to talk about a great show we're going to put on for you. I'm very excited. So I think let's just get into it. Let's go to the Dog Chug update.
Go ahead.
All right. First up, the Cleveland Guardians won the MLB draft lottery and secured the first overall pick with only a 2% chance of landing it. When Paul Dolan was asked about what he would do with the first pick, he replied, we plan to draft a generational talent, develop him into an all-star, then immediately trade him to the New York Yankees for a few draft picks, Cedar Point season passes, and a $1,000 Giant Eagle gift card.
Wow. Nice.
Get those M-Perks, baby.
Wow.
Not M-Perks, that's Meyer. What's Giant Eagles? Whatever their reward system is. Joe Flacco had an impressive Browns debut against the Rams this past Sunday, throwing for 254 yards and 2 touchdowns while showing off his arm strength. He may have secured the starting role. Joe said, the main reason I felt so comfortable in the Stefanski offense was the incredibly comfortable homage clothing I was wearing underneath my uniform. Their shirts are soft with high-quality fabrics. The underwear doesn't leave you with swamp ass, and the hoodies are perfect for QBs that sit in the luxury suite.
Wow.
Nice. All right. Hey, where's the rest of the updates? Where the fuck are my lines?
Andy didn't put them in there for you?
This January we have 2 or 3 more jokes, and but Andy was out drinking and gambling and dropped the ball, sleeping in broom closets. But Andy, you're usually drinking and gambling all the time. What's different this time?
Listen, I do have something prepared. It should be a little fun. Do you guys remember back in the day we used to do a great bit where we would have Baby Manch come on?
Yes.
Well, it just so happens that we have a new baby that can come out and talk to us. And I guess first let's figure out who it is. We'll play a little game. Ross, you start. You can ask any question to identify who this baby is. If it's a yes, you get to ask another question.
Does this baby identify as a male?
Yes.
All right.
Ross, get to go again.
Does this baby have a foul mouth?
Well, I don't know yet because I haven't talked to him.
Roger can go.
Inconclusive.
Is a Browns fan? The baby a Browns fan?
That's a negative.
Oh.
Is the baby an alcoholic?
Inconclusive. I don't know yet. Roger.
Got to be a Yinzer baby.
You're asking if it's a Steeler baby?
Steeler baby. Steeler fan.
Not a Steeler fan baby. No.
Oh, man.
Russ.
So the only thing we know so far, it's a male.
You're not asking great questions.
How many questions can I really ask about a baby that's
Well, okay, who you're trying to identify who this baby is. So ask maybe questions about the baby's parents.
the baby's parents?
Is one of the baby's parents?
Politicians.
Well, hold on, Rod. You got to wait your turn.
Are either of the baby's parents politicians?
Negative, Roger.
Is one of the parents going to need a liver eventually? In the near close future.
Inconclusive.
Inconclusive.
Ross?
Man. I guess if we either have a question at this point, we just fire them away. Does this parent's baby... Does either of this baby's parents work in professional sports?
Yes.
There we go.
Oh. All right. Does this baby's parents frequent the Cheesecake Factory?
I think that's a yes.
Oh, it's Baby Mayfield.
That's
I
right.
saw the
Mitchell.
news.
It's me, Baby Baker.
I thought you were talking about you.
Oh, my old man isn't the biggest douche of all time.
Wow, that's right. It is Baby Baker. We actually have incredible technology that lets us talk to the fetus, and the computer decodes what the baby's thinking. So it's a great chance to get an opportunity to interview Baby Baker. So I'm going to start by saying, Baby Baker, it's so good to hear from you on the Dog Jug. Thanks for this unbelievable technology. How's it going in there? Sometimes it takes them a minute to...
It's okay. I'm a little upbeat this evening actually because Mommy Emily had a bottle of wine with lunch after the private detective she hired came over with another envelope full of pictures. But other than that, there's not really much to do and it's dark. Kinda feels like Cleveland's playoff hopes after you turned on my dad.
Oh, jeez. Wait a minute.
Oh.
What about Tampa's playoff hopes since Baker took over?
Oh, you Cleveland losers are all the same. Face it, your lame city was holding my dad back. Did you see that troll he was forced to get sucked off by? In Tampa, he's banging 8s and 9s daily. It's fucking awesome. So excited to get out up here and smell his finger.
Baby Baker, what kind of life do you envision yourself being born in Mayfield?
It's going to be a great life. All the entitlements that come with being the son of a rich white male. Money, security, a big-ass house, a lifetime all-you-can-eat membership to Cheesecake Factory. I'm just so excited to get out there and make some of these preschool bitches cry so I'll know I'm king no matter how short I end up being.
Wow. Well, yeah, but what kind of a career do you see yourself having?
You mean besides getting hundreds of panties to draw?
Oh, gee. I mean, like, what will you do to pay the bills? Fucking kids these days.
Oh, you mean like what my dad calls his side gig? I definitely am interested in being QB, and you Cleveland snowflakes are so obsessed with the Mayfield name. My first choice would be to come to Cleveland. Can you imagine how much fun another 10 year of having Mayfield behind center? I hope Shenanigans is still on social media losing his mind. My dad still regularly jacks off to perusing X and everyone's still arguing about him all these years later. It would make me so proud to keep the legacy going.
Wow.
Must play in Cleveland. I like it.
I guess he is a little bit raunchy. Well, thanks for checking in, Baker. We wish you a smooth and healthy delivery. Any final thoughts?
Not really. I feel pretty good. I dodged the first bullet at life when the doctor confirmed I was the superior gender, ensuring everything will go my way. I can't wait to get out of here and for Mommy Emily to shove those giant tits in my mouth. I will love her for a time, but after I hit 3, she'll just be another dumb star-chasing slut to me.
Oh.
I'd say it was fun to be on Dog.
Well, computer glitched out a little bit there.
Chug. But to be honest, this will be the last conversation I ever have with a couple of losers. Keep that QB seat shitty for the next 2 decades so when I arrive in Cleveland you assholes will love and celebrate mediocrity like you did for my old man. Fuck all 3 of you. And Andy, that goes triple for you. I heard what you've said about my dad and I'm going to make it my life mission at some point to shoot a load on your daughter's face.
Oh, God. He's out. Turn his mic off. Oh, well, That wasn't very productive. Sorry about that, guys.
Man, Baby Baker.
Baby
You might get
Baker.
along with your son, Baby Manch.
They should have like a foul off contest. You could be more foul.
Yeah. Maybe they'll be going off against each other in a bowl game in college.
Hey, if we could get Pringles Kid in on it, we're set.
All right. Well, that was very gross. So I think we need a top 10 to kind of clean things up a little bit. Roger, do you have something?
Oh, well, you know what? This stemmed from last week, Ross. I retweeted, put out all three of your guys' top 10s, and Ross got the most views. And Andy, in the after last week's show, we continued to drink and get drunk, and we came up with this topic. And this is what we got tonight are the top 10 reasons Ross should do Dog Chug's top 10. Here we go. Hold on, I need my reading glasses. All right, number 10. Taking over now is the only way the top 10 bit survives due to the popularity hit I took with Bucknuts following after Michigan won. Again, for the third time in a row. Number 9. His reading and pronunciation are at the 5th grade level, but it's still 2 grades above mine.
Sure.
Number 8. He was once referred to as a cutie patootie on X. He's got simps. It follows. Number 7. He could tell an orgy joke and not come off cringe, unlike Andy. Number 6. He knows how to do all the cool graphics. All I got are index cards. Number 5. He played Little League with Nick Carnes or some bullshit, and now Carnes told 216 he wants more Parma Sizzle in the top 10. Number 4. He's been trying to muscle his way in ever since I called Soriato Joe Burrow Dick Rider. Number 3. He needs extra work legal bills from someone's feet caught on fire when a pair of his socks allegedly self-combusted and burst into flames while they were walking. Number 2. It's just easier to transition now than to wait until I'm dead. And the number one reason Ross should continue to do Dog Chug top 10s, as harsh as his top 10s may be, at least he knows not to call people fucking Nazis. And that is our top 10 reasons Ross should do the Dog Chug top 10 from now on.
All right, I'm sold.
All right, I guess I got a new job now.
You've all just witnessed Roger's last top 10.
There you
Went
go.
out in a high note, my friend. And now you will
I know.
relegated to our show producer. So, good job.
Ecstatic.
All right. Well, that was a
I'm
spicy
honored.
Dog Chug update.
We'll never see another top 10 again.
Nope.
All right. Well, we have a great guest for you tonight.
Yes, we do.
And this will be the first time I am meeting him. As a shocker, I was absent the last time he was on. So making his return to the Dog Chug, Fatty Ham.
Ooh, what's up?
Jared, what's up, man?
He's always chugging.
There you go. He's chugging.
Oh, he's got the
Alright,
form
man.
now.
You're auditioning for the show. You're hired.
I wanted to talk to Baby Baker if I could.
Sure.
You have the technology.
Oh, that's awesome. That was great. I wish I was a part of that. That was awesome.
My wife is going to be pissed.
That's okay. That happens. Hey, you ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah. Like I can control what Baby Baker says. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was
It's
all
unreal.
technology, straight from the womb.
What's going on, gentlemen? How you guys doing tonight?
Everything is good. How
Yeah,
are
man.
you? How's the pod going?
Yeah.
Everything is good. Everything is good. We announced that we got a big announcement coming next week. So if you guys want to tune in at 7:00 on Tuesday, we got something that will change pretty much Cleveland sports talk and food all at the same time, and it's going to be something really big for everybody. So
Wow. Looking out for that. Are you going to have Baby Baker on? Is that the big
no, we will not have Baby Baker on, but we might have Refrigerator Perry on. We go with bigger guys. We go with offensive linemen on our show, not babies. Yeah, we got to keep the. Oh, Roger's diving in. There it is.
That Christmas sale?
Ah.
It looks
I
like
don't know
Christmas
why all
sale.
the kids we have on the show are very raunchy.
That's okay. No,
I feel like
everything's
the
good.
new generation was supposed to be like more, calm and chill and like respectful, but in our from where we're sitting, that's just not happening.
Well, we got calls for Baby Watson next. I don't know
Yeah.
if we want to go there.
He's already got a following.
I mean, you're going to find him up in the stands just sitting there watching down from the skybox. I mean, heaven forbid he do that.
Yeah. Well, we do have some great Spit Sip Chug questions asked to generate a little bit of Browns discussion to start this great podcast out. So I think we jump right into that. And the first statement, I think you know how the game is played. Roger, you are not allowed to sip today. Deshaun Watson sitting in the suite shows he is not a true team leader. Roger.
You know what? I'm spitting on that. He was down on the field before the game. Nick Chubb was down on the field before the game. Nick Chubb goes up to seats. He goes up to club seats. The one thing about that pitcher, though, is, whatever was going on, his girl didn't look happy. So, I mean, dude probably got it. Can you imagine coming home every day, like with his track record? You can't be all, wonderful in the Watson household sometimes. So, I don't know. I think you got enough to deal with us picking on him.
Yes. All right.
I'm spitting.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal, man.
Jared, would you agree or?
I'm spitting all day on this. I don't know why this is being blown out of proportion. This is absolutely insane. There's been other people up in the box. It's just clickbait right now because Watson's such a, I wouldn't say toxic figure, but such a figure that everybody's going to talk about here in Cleveland. And people are going to get on it. I mean, I even said, he was down on the field, like Roger said. He was down on the field with his teammates beforehand. What's he going to do? Stand down there, put a headset on, and try to tell 38-year-old Joe Flacco what to do? Like, Joe Flacco's sitting there going, hold my beer, kid. I got this.
Right.
Like, come on, man. I don't know. Like, if it was DTR or somebody else, I mean, maybe. But if it wasn't like Lamar Jackson just not showing up to the game, it just – I don't know. I don't know why people are blowing this out of proportion. I have no problem with it.
He's not playing again this year. If he were coming back in a week or two or something, that'd be a whole different story,
I mean, if it was at home, I think it would be a different story, but it was out in LA. He just had surgery.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously I think he fell asleep in the, booth there for a little bit with the Weekend at Bernie's glasses on. So, I mean,
all right.
Yeah.
Ross.
I'm going to sip on this. Because here's the thing, if we're talking leader, guy that truly cares 100%, I think if he was there's definitely the obvious example everybody saw. It didn't help that the next day Joe Burrow was on the sidelines with a tablet. I mean, it was the easiest thing anyone could have ever done. In Cleveland, people were deciding if it was a big deal on Sunday. Then Monday came along, and the national media has got a side by side of Joe Burrow, who literally just had an injury, sitting on the sideline helping his team. Is there a way Deshaun could have been that guy? Absolutely. I'm not going to completely say, oh, it's completely fine. He's in the booth, but I get it too. You got Stefanski and Joe Flacco, who's a veteran, like Fatty said. I mean, Joe Flacco knows what to do. What's Deshaun going to provide? But, it'd be nice for Deshaun to show he cares. Because one thing everyone's worried about, Deshaun got a fat paycheck. Whether he's hurt or not, he's going to get paid because it's guaranteed money. So if anything you do to show that you don't care just even a little bit, him being on the field would have showed he cared more. Partially. That's why I'm sipping here. I'm not going on full chug where it's God damn it, you should have been on there. But him being on the field would have showed he was more of a leader and more of a team player if he was on the field than sitting in a booth. There's without a doubt, if you were to have a debate, which one's a better thing from public perception base, being on the sidelines would look a lot better. He could be with his teammates, maybe be the rah-rah guy. I don't know. Just something. So that's why I'm sipping.
All right.
That's really it.
Well, while I agree, the optics definitely looked bad in the picture with Joe Burrow. I'm going to triple spit on this one. Because this is such a silly story. And first of all, the Browns have I'm sure it's an analytics thing where it's dangerous on the sidelines of a football game. I think during the Cincinnati Steelers game, wasn't there assistant coach that like broke his leg or
That
something.
was this last weekend. It wasn't that game, but yeah, that was crazy.
So, he's not playing football because if he gets hit wrong, he could have major issues. So I don't know if it's a good idea to have him out there, but from what I've been told, what I've read, the Browns want their injured players, not on the sidelines, which sounds like a very Brownsy thing to do because they don't care about optics. They're just going to do things their way. And the reason this story is out there is because it's like the biggest clickbait story ever. There's so much toxicity.
Yeah, definitely.
If you tweet anything out that makes it look like he's not a team leader, you'll get about 5 million people arguing on either side, which is quite brilliant of you to do. But shame on those people that are doing it because it's bullshit. That's why I triple spit on that one. Now we're going to move on to statement number 2. Jared, we'll start with you. Joe Flacco will remain the starting quarterback for the remainder of the season, which includes 5 more games.
Chugging.
I'm chugging that all day. It was apparent when he came on the field that it was a different quarterback than DTR. He actually controlled the huddle. He controlled the field. Yes, he made a mistake there at the end, but it was a true veteran taking over that team. And you know something? That's what they needed this entire time with Deshaun Watson out, is a true veteran to come in. And I'm just glad that he signed and he actually looks legit. I mean, to be off the field for a couple, a year and a half, I think it was, he's been off the field, and to come back after 2 weeks of being stay-at-home dad going, yeah, I got this, and just come in and throw for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pretty damn good in my book.
Yeah. I'm going to join you on the chug train. Yeah, he looked pretty damn good. He was ready to go, and the favorite part for me is it looks like it only took him 1 game to shake the rust off, not how many did Deshaun play? Like 10? I mean, it only took him 1, and he was just sitting at home being a stay-at-home dad, like you said. So the fact that if he got the rust off already, I mean, that means we're going to get all W's the rest of the season based off what I've been hearing about rust and quarterbacks. He's got the zip on the ball. The rust is shaken off. I mean, we were waiting for those 2 things to happen for a long time. Looks like we got our guy.
All right. I absolutely agree Joe Flacco should be starting this next game. I think he will be starting this next game, but to assume anyone is going to be quarterback 5 games down the road, they just haven't been paying attention to Cleveland. That just never happens.
Yeah,
more drama and controversy and injuries that'll happen. We'll probably go through Joe Flacco and DTR and go to the next guy. So I got to spit on this one. But I did love what Joe Flacco
Week
did.
17, Carson Wentz. Are you ready?
That's right. So
I'm not
42-year-old Nick Foles, here we come.
right. I'm not allowed to sip. I don't want to spit. So I got to chug on it because there's no head coach on the planet that would watch what we put out on the field, including Deshaun Watson, minus the second half of 1 game, and then what we saw from Joe Flacco when he stepped out on the field. There's no head coach to say, no, don't give me that. Give me back the rookie from the Pac-12. Run him back out there. No head coach would ever say that. If the decision is made that DTR is the starting quarterback, that's made from above Kevin Stefanski because head coaches want to win. And the only way we're going to win is with Joe Flacco playing quarterback. Front offices want to evaluate and want to see what they have in DTR. So I want to see if the phone call is coming from sunny San Diego, California, and Paul DePodesta. If DTR is in there at some point, if Joe Flacco continues to win. Now, if he goes out and gets hammered, which I highly doubt is going to happen this weekend, they are good. They are a good defense, but I think he's our quarterback, barring injury. He's our quarterback for the rest of the season.
All right. Fair enough. Statement number 3, Ross, we'll start with you. When Jed Wills returns from injury, he will get back his starting left tackle spot from Christian.
I'll have to chug on this one. I don't have the PFF scores in front of me and everything. The good news is with him not playing, we're not hearing a whole lot about, Christian's shortcomings. His name's not jumping off the screen. He's not committing the penalties. You're not seeing him allow sacks constantly. So it's actually been a pleasant surprise that it's not this like glaring problem, which it could be, even just having a mediocre left tackle like Jed Wills. But he'll definitely get the role back. I'm assuming he's healthy enough to come back and start, because having an average left tackle is showing there's value there, as long as you're not atrocious and single-handedly losing games and taking the confidence out of your quarterback. So, I guess what it comes to is I think he deserves to keep that spot as long as he's healthy, unless he proves us wrong. But I'm going to chug on that he'll come back as a starter.
All right. I am also going to chug on this one. I know Jed Wills gets a lot of hate. And like Russ, you mentioned, Christian, it's been pretty quiet, but Jed Wills is definitely the better player, not a very good run blocker. I want Jed Wills back in that spot. I think he's pretty average, but average is better maybe than what we currently have. So, again, I'm going to chug. Roger.
Which one are we on? I fell asleep.
It's statement number 3.
Oh, Jed Wills. You know what? The guy that's playing for him right now, I don't know his name because I haven't heard it like during the broadcast, during the games, like called. And that's a good thing when it's an offensive lineman. I don't even know who the hell he is. I know nothing about him. I text my source and I was like, hey, when Jed Wills comes back, is he going to go right back into the starting lineup? And I got, yeah, that was it. So that was my source. That's all the info we had on that. I got a chug on it because I don't even know why, because my source said, yeah, so I'm chugging.
Wow. If you ever want football analysis that's top notch, tune in to minute number 27 of the Dog Chug tonight. That's incredible, Roger. Jared.
And my source.
Hey, if I had a source like that, I'd chug too.
Right.
Can I go in between? Like, can I do a gulp? Are we allowed to do a gulp instead of a chug?
You were the first ever gulp on the Dog Chug.
Because I want to sip on it, but I also want to chug it because I do think he's going to come back, and it's not for the reasons that everybody thinks it is. It's not because he's good. It's not because he's the left tackle. I think this has to do with a little bit more of the front office because they picked up his 5th-year option. So if he is available to play, I think they're going to want him on the field to get more of an evaluation on him to see if they're actually going to re-sign him long-term because he still has 1 more year. So at this point, I kind of want to gulp it because they've already seen this other left tackle that they've got in. He's been on a practice squad. He's been on everywhere else. I think they're trying to see if Jed Wills can actually block for a pocket passing quarterback with Joe Flacco in and see if he has the heart to actually come back and play. And I think this is more of a front office than a coaching thing.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. Plus, that's what your source said. So,
and that's what my source said.
Yeah. All right.
That's what I was hoping for. Something like that. I got, yeah.
Statement number 4. For the remaining 5-game playoff push, it's more likely the defense will return back to their dominating form we saw earlier in the year than it is that the offense will become average and consistent. And I get to start this one. And, for me, the offense's woes have all been on the quarterback play. It's just always been in flux. And I really hope over these last 5 games, I think the most likely scenario is, Joe Flacco is able just to maintain the position, be average, which will help elevate the entire offense, take some pressure off the defense. So I think injuries have caught up with the defense a little bit, and I'm not sure they're going to be quite as dominating at the end of the season as they were. I think it's more likely that, Flacco, DTR with a couple games under his belt, give us the best chance, the best path to victory. So I am going to I'm just going to say, since I didn't make this a statement, I'm going to spit because it's more likely the offense. So here I go. Roger.
And this is the D one, right? In the remaining 5 games?
Yes.
You know what? I definitely think that I'm going to chug on this. I think the defense will return to dominating form, and I'm going to tell you why.
Nice, because your source told you.
No, because we had we faced two guys in Matthew Stafford and Russell Wilson that are veteran quarterbacks, like Joe Flacco, who you're talking about, that can go in there. And the quarterbacks that we're facing the rest of the way out, outside of C.J. Stroud is having a ridiculously good year. There's nobody I'm worried about. That our defense shouldn't worry about, and Jim Schwartz shouldn't be worried about. So I have absolute faith that our defense is going to get back to form. Ward's back, and I think the defense is going to get back in shape and start taking over games.
All right, love that. Jared,
You know something, man? I'm going to agree with Roger,
How about that? That's rare. That don't happen much on Dog Chuck.
especially with that Michigan flag hanging in the background. No, I agree with Roger. We got 3 more games at home. This defense at home is only allowing like 10 points a game, if that. I think this defense goes with what Myles Garrett goes. With Myles Garrett being injured, I think that puts I didn't think it would put that much of a hamper on the defense, but it seems like it has, especially against the Rams. But I think when we get Ward back, get a couple other people healthy and coming back, I think this defense can get back to where it's supposed to be. And especially at home in front of our crowd, all we need is 3 games of them being dominant. And those 3 games, I think, are going to be at home, and I think we're going to win out.
Yep.
nice, love that. Russ,
I'm going to chug. I wasn't going to say with Fatty, but that helps the argument. I like that they have 3 home games left, and we've been awesome at home. I think we only have 1 loss at home this season.
Yep.
That's very favorable to us. But, with Ward coming back, and Myles is only going to start feeling healthier and healthier. I hope the cold weather kind of helps that the swelling on that shoulder, maybe. So the more games in Cleveland, the cold weather. I'm not a doctor.
I was going to say Dr. Ross.
I'm not at all. I'm just hoping that the cold helps it. That's supposed to be that's supposed to be some kind of shitty joke, but we'll keep it that way. No, the defense, I mean, that's been our bread and butter. We're on our 4th quarterback, Joe Flacco, and there's a reason Joe Flacco wasn't signed as a backup. So as much as I chugged to him remaining the start of the rest of the season, we're just asking him to be average. And average with this defense is all we need to get those 3 wins remaining in the season, maybe even 4 with the way the defense has played on average the rest of the previous games of the year. We've got to. They're definitely going to remain the dominating team. If I'm betting on it, I'm not betting on Joe Flacco with a potentially concussion protocol, Amari Cooper, being anything more than average. Like average with this defense, that's all you need. If you think the offense is going to be better than that, you're being crazy optimistic. And if they are better than average, then maybe Stefanski really does have to win Coach of the Year, because that would be pretty nuts. I hope it happens, but I just don't see it.
sure. All right, and one of the things, if you look at the last 3 games, we were facing very, very good coach teams with the very veteran quarterbacks, right? Let's see. We had oh my God.
There's the Vegas kicking in.
Matt Stafford.
Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, and then Lamar. All very well coached teams. So yeah, I think there is facing teams that aren't as well coached, that don't have that veteran quarterback that's been doing it for a long time, that would give the Browns defense a chance to come out there and kick some more ass. So I do agree some with you guys. Anyway, we're going to move on to statement number 5. It's our last one. Roger, we're going to start with you, and this is Cavs question, which I love, because you always get to see what Ross says, but you're not going to get that chance tonight. So,
Damn it.
Cavs not making the in-season tournament bracket is a big deal.
No, I'm spitting on that. You know what? I didn't really even pay attention until they were in the last game, that they just barely were eliminated, or they won the game, but they were eliminated from it. No, I think the tournament's I heard Donovan Mitchell talk about it. I said, hey, it's got a little playoff atmosphere that makes November fun, and that's all it is just fun. So I don't think that it's that big of a deal. So I'm spitting on it.
All right. Jared.
Oh, I'm definitely spitting on this. Why are we doing an in-season tournament that doesn't do anything for the NBA Finals or anything else except just to draw more attention to the NBA? It's just, for me, it's just a glorified regular season kind of thing. I don't like it. When they came up with it, I thought it was hilarious because the Stars are going to play whatever they want to play. If they don't want to play that night, they're not going to play that night. They don't care about this stupid in-season tournament. And so I'm spitting on it.
Very European.
Yeah. Ross.
Just America.
Right. We don't give a shit.
All right. Well, I'm going to sip, so maybe I'm going to start getting banned from everything soon. But I would disagree that it doesn't matter completely because we are seeing more competitive games. I mean, the Lakers went 4-0 because LeBron did decide to play instead of sitting out. There is cash on the line, which it does matter for some of these players. I mean, having $500,000 to blow midseason on their after game parties might add up to something, or whatever they want to do with it. It does matter, but I'm sipping because maybe there does need to be adjustments, because on one end we went 3-1 in our play-in games and didn't make the bracket because the Pacers went 4-0. And we were in the same pool. They got to do something like, if it's an in-season tournament, why are you doing a 4-game pool play? Maybe you should make it like a 10-game pool play and then go to the bracket. And then so you don't have to worry about tiebreakers and stuff like that so much. So that's the one thing. The Cavs, like, they actually proved they were trying harder by going 3-1, I guess, if you're going to say they're trying harder. And what also I like about it, and saying that the in-season games are a big deal, is it's a possibility to tell you, hey, JB, if I'm like the owner of the team, hey, JB, you're auditioning to keep your job. I care about this. Show me your playoff team right now. And he's auditioning and he fails in this in-season tournament. Just give him that kind of pressure. We do that to kickers in the NFL all the time. Hey, it's the preseason. Go make these field goal kicks. If you don't, you're getting cut. The in-season tournament's a great time to kind of practice playoff basketball. But I do think they need, like, I would agree with Fatty that there's ways they can make it more exciting. Like right now, yeah, if you're an outside, like I follow basketball relatively close, even outside of the Cavs. So I do see that it adds value. Like it's something going on instead of just another game, like even just slapping regular season tournament. But they do have to add something like, why should I watch this game if it's just a regular game? Why not add like a 4-point line for these in-season tournament games or something? Just give people a reason to watch. Like, could you imagine like next year saying, or in 10 years from the road, we're like, man, I can't wait for the in-season tournament. Because right now, why would I say, oh, I can't wait for the in-season tournament? We're not there yet, but they're showing signs. Like a lot of good teams ended up being in that final bracket for the tournament. So that shows you the good teams were trying. They weren't sitting starters. And you know what? I'd rather see good basketball earlier in the season than none at all.
I'm switching my answer to what Ross said.
Oh, Jesus, Roger.
You can't. You're not allowed to sip.
Damn it.
Well, he just wanted to drink. That's all it was.
You're allowed to drink. Drinking is encouraged. There's a lot that everyone has said that I agree with. First of all, I like the idea of the in-season tournament. I do think they need to continue to make adjustments because it's very confusing, like what is going on right now. And I don't even think the players seem to have a clear understanding of everything. But as someone that hates watching basketball in the month of November, because it just seems like there aren't many players that cared, especially during the LeBron years, they just were sleepwalking. I like the idea of doing something to make it interesting, potentially. Give me a reason to tune in. Too many of these teams just know they can like sleepwalk until February and then bam, they're in. And I also think it's a great opportunity for, if you're a young team that hasn't really established yourself yet and you've got some really young talent, give them something to strive for because they probably aren't going to be relevant come March. They're the fighting for the 8th seed. So I like that you get a chance to feature some teams that might not be featured. I think there's a lot of reasons to continue to fix this. But the Cavs, they're a contending team. They don't give a shit about the in-season bracket. And as a fan, I don't care either. I care that they're slowly starting to play better basketball. And hopefully this is going to be a great season where they can go deep in the playoffs.
They really got, you know what? I think the number one thing they got to do is be like, listen, if you win this, you get the 8th seed. Because you know what? The 8th seed's a coin flip anyway. Like almost every team that is the 8th seed doesn't deserve it. The Heat did make the finals and all, but they didn't deserve to be in. If they wouldn't have made the playoffs, no one would have had any sympathy for them. So just like have a reward.
I mean, if you're going to do that thing, you might as well do it like they did the MLB for the longest time and just give the winning team, if they make the playoffs, home court advantage.
Yeah, something. Just there's no reward. I mean, money's something. It motivates players, but it doesn't mean anything for competition.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they've got to continue adjusting it, and we'll see what they do. But I think were pretty aligned on the fact that we don't really care that the Cavs didn't make it specifically. So that is another edition of Spit Tip Chug. Well done.
Knock it out, man.
Woo.
Baby Baker was trying to tune in on a couple of those, but I cut his mic because it was not good stuff. All right. Well, we have another exciting bit. We're all going to do our greatest pool pick, which we're going to pick an NFL game. You know
who I can't wait for?
Yeah.
Is baby Clee Swifty. When we can get baby Clee Swifty. That will be delicious.
Kel Swifty?
Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't it be
Swifty Cleese?
Yeah, I think it should be the other way around.
He should have first billing for sure.
I was going to say, yeah.
Swifty Cleese. Swifty Cleese.
Would Travis change his last name to Swift if they got
right?
No, because DeAndre Swift is just too much.
Hey, what week were we in? 13 or 14?
This is week 14.
14?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, New England at Pittsburgh. Yeah.
There is one college game that's Army versus Navy that'll happen this Saturday.
Ooh, the flying wing, man.
I picked that one last year and I picked wrong. So
yeah, you did pick that last year.
By the way, we went 3-2 last year, although we're one game away from having the best record of every team, and there's a lot of them. And every one of those top teams have won like multiple times, and we've never won.
We gotta win, man. We gotta win.
Maybe that'll be I only have 3 wrong picks this year.
Nice.
I won. Right. My pick won. I only had like 1 or 2 losers all year.
Well, let's keep the winning going. Let's do it in unison.
I need. Who's Atlanta playing? Ooh, Baker.
Hey, hold on a second, Roger. We let the guest go first.
Oh yeah, I know. He's going first. I'm just reading games.
What are we picking?
So you're going to pick
a pick this week. I'm sorry.
Or you could pick the Army and Navy game. We're all going to make a pick. If we go 5-0, we're going to win some amount of cash
with the spread.
You're going to get a cut of the cash if we win. We play this every week.
I got to pick Army Navy.
All right. Who do you like? The Army is giving 2.5.
You know something? Because my father-in-law served in the Navy.
Nice.
I got a brother who served in the Army.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with my father-in-law on this one. I'm going to go Navy covering.
Right. Okay, Navy is one of our selections. Roger, we go to you next. Go ahead and pick the Lions.
Whew. That's a lot of points Seattle's getting, man. Give me the Green Bay Packers. No, that's at New York, huh? God, come back to me.
Ross.
I'm going to go back-to-back weeks. I'm taking the Lions -3. I don't know.
That's a good bet, but it's in Chicago, division game, December. Oh, I hate them.
All right, hold on. I'm looking for that one. Here we go. Lions are giving 3.5 to the Bears.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Roger,
I'm going to take the Texans -6 at New York Jets.
Texans.
Yep. Texans -6 all day long.
So they're
ride the Buckeye train.
The -6.5 in this, but
yeah, -6.5. That's fine.
I'm going to take Seattle with those 10.5.
They're starting. What's his name again? Wilson.
Wait, what happened? Wait, the line on my app's 3.5. Why? What did some news break or something?
On what game?
The Texans one?
So they freeze the lines on like Tuesday.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was news about it though. Huh. Oh, Zach Wilson is starting, so that shifted.
Zach Wilson. Yeah, they put the.
Zach Wilson starting, move the line.
Yeah.
Wow. So it moved it the wrong direction. Interesting. Okay, so do you still want it at -6.5?
Yeah, man. Zach Wilson. I mean, I'd rather if it said that C.J. Stroud, the Texans. I'm taking it -6.5.
Okay, and
That's
then
a winner.
Baby Manch. He's like his dad. He isn't like those Steelers. I don't know about this one, but he picked the New England Patriots
Oof.
+5.5.
They want to get that top pick.
+5.5.
No.
Is that in Pittsburgh?
It's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we got an early game on Saturday with the Army Navy. And who we got? Navy. Got the Navy. My uncle, he was in the Navy. One of my uncles, I think. Yeah. All right, we're going Navy.
All right, and then we got our 5. So let's go.
This is the week.
So, Fed, break down what you think is going to happen on Sunday against those Jacksonville Jaguars that had some big injuries to some key positions. How do you see it?
You never want to root for injuries, but having the starting quarterback out and starting star wide receiver with Kirk out is going to help the cause. Hopefully we can get Ward back in and we can get, some of these injuries healed up. But the one thing I'm enjoying is a little home cooking. I think the Browns need to get back home, away from the West Coast. They stayed out there after Denver, so they haven't seen their families, get to come back home, play in front of our crowd here. And I think, honestly, Stefanski's got to get back to running the ball. The last game of 44 passes are not going to do. And then the Denver game when Ford was running so well and you kind of got away from it. I think they got to stick with Ford and Hunt and see what they got there and then sprinkle in the play action. And it's been really nice to see Bryant show up this past game too. So just hit your wide receivers. I know Flacco, I think, hit 9 wide receivers. Just keep spreading the ball around. It doesn't have to be deep, but you got to keep this run game going. Keep everybody kind of steady on their defense and see what you can do.
Nice. I love that.
Can you guys give me 1 minute? My kid has come upstairs and I have to put him right back to bed. So I'll be right back. So I apologize.
Yeah, no worries. Go take care of it.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
All right, Roger. We got a vamp now.
Oh, well, you know what? Joe Flacco probably has won in Cleveland Stadium more than, other than Roethlisberger, probably nobody. I don't know how many quarterbacks have more wins in that football in that stadium than Joe Flacco. I think, like he said, if Lawrence, is he officially out?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Can't imagine.
But at 8-3, do you just say, let's sit our star quarterback and let him rest his ankle instead of putting him out there? Here's the other thing is you got a bunch of guys coming up from Florida. They've been practicing in Florida all week, and they're coming up to Cleveland on Sunday. They go out on that field at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to be 28 degrees, wind sideways, and they just left Florida. So I see the Browns getting a W this weekend. Seeing all that stuff coming together.
And I think they're not going to start him. Like you said, they're 8-3. They don't really need this one. They got bigger things to worry about. But if they do start him, he's not going to be very mobile. That seems like it goes right into our wheelhouse. Like our line to be able to.
Either way, start him, don't start him, whatever. Needs a haircut.
Yeah, totally.
That was my other top 10. His top 10 reasons.
He could pull it off in college, but yeah, he does need it.
Yeah.
The funniest thing from my perspective is I've gotten so used to, I guess we're spoiled by Stefanski doing well with backup quarterbacks. we're on our fourth backup quarterback, and we're like, you know what? I think this guy's got it. We're gonna win. And then when our opponent loses their starting quarterback, we're like, automatic W. We got this. Backup quarterbacks suck.
That's true.
Like he's actually kind of conditioned us to be okay with backups, which is kind of nuts.
Like, how about the backup quarterback of the Bengals looking just like he doesn't belong on a football field against the Steelers and then dominating in the Monday Night Football? How did that happen?
Well, I guess, it's probably because he had that one guy on the sideline helping him out.
There's not much more we can do to protect quarterbacks other than putting flags on them. Because, Aaron Rodgers' injury, these Achilles injuries, they weren't caused playing football, or they weren't caused by getting hit, or they were just caused playing football. You know what I mean? So I think a premium is going to start being put on the backup quarterback position in the NFL.
So Rodgers
securing, a backup.
Yeah, instead of paying one guy $50 million, pay 5 guys $10 million. I love that.
I've never heard Roger use that comparison before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
With D. Podesta in the office, I've never heard Roger talk about that.
All right, so Fatty Hams, what are you going to be eating during this game? You got anything?
Yeah, right.
Let's see here. Sunday, what is it? 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
I will be going at halftime to my favorite bar and establishment and getting some very good spicy garlic wings, along with half of a Reuben and some fried pickle spears.
What establishment are we talking about?
Where's this at?
Mr. B's on West 130th in Parma Heights.
I know.
Nice.
I know exactly where it's at.
And some of the best wings I've had.
Mr. B's. That's not too far from me then.
Yeah, it's actually really good. You walk in, you kind of look in here, you're like, but those are some of the best places for food.
Those are my favorite kind of bars, the ones you walk in and you say, that's the bar I want to be at.
Hey, Roger, mark that down for next year when we all get together for tailgating. Let's go to Mr. B's instead of wherever Dan used to take.
Yeah.
Hey, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 TVs plus a big screen.
Go to Mr. B's Sunday.
Man, I gotta go to my.
You'll be at the game.
My son's got a Christmas concert at his preschool Sunday. Right after that, I can stop by Mr. B's for some beers and wings.
I'll be there right after halftime.
Nice. Well,
it's getting late. We're echoing.
Someone is. I usually blame Roger, but maybe it's me.
Is it me?
No, I think it went away. No, me.
Well, this has been a great episode of the Dog Chug. I think
Great episode.
Yes. See him. What's the name of the podcast again?
Illegal Ham to the Face.
Illegal ham
Illegal
to
Ham
the
to the
face.
Face. That's right. And tune in Tuesday to hear his special announcement, which he promises is going to be a big
Announcement. Huge.
And I think you don't want to reveal it. That's why you said Baby Baker's not going to be on, but I bet he will be on.
He might be.
Check that out. All right. Well, thank you. It's good to be home. I missed Cleveland for the last few days, but I'm glad I'm back. And I'm going to go get about.
I got one question to ask before you leave.
Yeah.
You were in Vegas. All right. What was the best buffet?
Didn't hit a buffet.
Come on, you got to hit a buffet in Vegas.
I was basically by myself, just in poker rooms for the 3 days I was there.
All right.
Did a little. We went to a noodle place, which was pretty good. But other than that, yeah, I didn't really do a lot of eating. I came back and I lost like 3 pounds. So whatever.
Andy, there's no time for food. It's gambling and alcohol.
It's true.
A random room closet, somewhere to catch a couple Z's, a bathroom stall. It don't matter. Back at the blackjack tables.
Poker tables.
Poker tables.
I didn't put one bet on anything else. Sports betting and poker. It went well though. I'll tell you that. Anyway,
my bucket list is going with you to Vegas one time.
You would be so bored because you'd just be like, come on, do you want to do something? And I'd be like, no, I'm just going to keep playing. Well, you do get free drinks.
We'll have fun. We'll blow the roof off Vegas.
it's quite amazing how the value of being a poker player, because you could play for 12 straight hours. In that 12 hours, you can get about 30, Coors Lights, which are $10 a pop in Vegas. So pretty good value.
Oh, I can play cards. I can play cards all night long.
All right, well, we'll do that. All right,
We're doing it.
Scratch Mr. B's. We're gonna go to Vegas after.
I'm in.
All right, with that, this concludes another awesome edition of the Dog Chug. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Roger Ross is going to be back. This is my second consecutive time on the Dog Chug. I haven't missed a week yet.
Wow. It's a record.
Your check's in the mail.
Big game.
You'll be on a streak.
Well, yeah, no, it's going to be a long streak. I'm also planning on tuning in next Sunday. I'm not. Or
we got a big. Hey, next week I got my brother-in-law from Florida finally going to make it on. He's no longer a football coach. They had very stringent rules with internet and social media with football coaches, but he's no longer a football coach. Tim's going to be on straight live from Jacksonville, but he's a Browns fan. He's going to be on next week.
Nice. Everyone tune in for that. And with that, drink them if you got them and go Browns.
Go Browns.
Go Browns.
On Sunday.